is everyone doing? It is a fantastic day. Thank you so much for sharing your Wednesday. We're going to be determined today. The ninth principle. The ninth principle of Afroeconomics, determination. Determination. Yes, 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 indeed. Let me make sure. I'm going to invite. So if you have any members that want to join in, I just, let's see, I'm going to put it right there that you're welcome in the studio, especially if you have some really good personalized stories on determination that you can add. We really want it. We really want it. We all need it. There's no better way to be inspired than to be inspired by one another. It's Wednesday. It's almost July. I got invited to a cookout, y'all. I, I don't think I got invited to any cookouts last year. I'm officially invited to a cookout on July 5th. I'm so excited. I'm so ready. I am so ready to go to a cookout. I'm so excited. Yes, the Witherspoons, one of the fastest members and founding members of Pony Express track team of the USA track and field team. We are doing it. And I'm so glad that Mr. Witherspoon and his wife are having and hosting a party that I can attend because living this long, Miss Davis, you need to come in. Miss Davis, you need to come in. I'm telling you, I got a suntan for days, girl. Lord, Lord, Lord. And this ain't baby oil. I know it's what you wanted to ask. Yeah, baby oil on. No, I have been because I got a track meet this weekend and in that sun. And it seems like this is the only thing that makes me feel good. It's actually castor oil. But I am totally in love with castor oil. It has so many good properties to it. I need to tell other people about it. Organic crop castor oil. Don't say I never told you. Be determined to get information for your good health. I, I bet that other stuff is highly processed and that's all we need. I'm telling you, God made it. God made so much good stuff for us. We choose not to find out. There's some cultures that call castor oil evidence of God. It's that powerful. They appreciate it that much. No. So I think that is something that we should take to heart. Like that some things, some people, some of us will never be appreciated by those who don't see the value in us. So sometimes we think just because it costs a lot that it's of high value. Wrong. Wrong. Or just because it's cheap, you need to get a lot of it. Wrong. Wrong. Be careful with everything, how we spend our time. That's why I wanted to how be careful with how we spend our time, our money, our energy, because it can pull away from your determination. It can pull away from your ability to move forward. And I want this workshop or discussion on determination to be in the record books for our archives on the YouTube channel for Afroeconomics. It has over 1,000 free videos and podcasts for you. No excuse. And we have free membership. Free membership. No excuse. There's no way you don't get this time back. We don't get this time back. No, when I look at people being in the masters track and field, and I look at the people in their 70s and how well they're doing, it shows me that through determination, when I'm that age, God willing, I live that long. When I get their age, I will be like that. You can't expect that determination means that you only have to be determined for a minute. I think the determination, because it's a ninth principle of Afroeconomics, go to our bookstore and get it. I noticed that Amazon says it's unavailable because they want me to send them books. Yeah, when they sell out, they won't just send them to the bookstore with free shipping at the bookstore, the Afroeconomics. Go to the website, click on the bookstore, get the book, go to audible.com. And yes, Ms. Davis, one of these days, I am going to send you the printed book. I know that you said, I felt your pain. I felt it. And I'm with you 100%. I'm going to. You're like, how many times have you been to the post office since you told me that? I mean, I know at least 10. And I love you. And see how we can do that? I know. You should not have, because I did not send you your book. And when I send you your book, girlfriend, I'm gonna send you the book. I'm gonna send you the workbook. I'm gonna send you the children's book for your friend that lives next door, and you're gonna work with her on that book. And I even have a coloring book somewhere that I'm sure that I mean I made it. What I did was I took the kids' book, took the words out, and made it just for coloring. So I gotta find you coloring book and the t-shirt. Girl, yeah. And the t-shirt. Literally, I have saving a t-shirt for you. I ain't treating you bad. You're gonna get the t-shirt, the legacy book, the workbook, the kids book, and the coloring book, and every novelty item that I have in my office. Yes, indeed. I want you to have that because I know you are determined, and I know that you will put on that t-shirt, get on your Harley Davidson, and give me some new members. Large, please. Little girl like you, little girl like you is not going to get large. I'm gonna send you a medium because somebody has to wear the medium. Everybody see little girls like you ask for a large, then large girls don't have a shirt. I'm just joking. I'm gonna send you a large, but you are not large. Large, please. Tell me somebody thinks she's large. She is not large. You could actually probably wear a small, but it's made in China. So maybe not. I'm just joking. I don't think they're made in China. I got the shirts made in the United States, but look, you never know where they shipped it from. You don't know. You don't know. But I thought I'm buying it locally. Well, we'll don't look at the tag because I had never have now that I think about it. Because I was determined to get the shirts. I was determined. Determination is what we're thinking about here. I want you for the next 40 minutes to think about your commitment. And I want to, make sure that I refer determination. I'm looking at my notes now. Determination, the ninth principle of Afroeconomics. And I put in your invitation that I say that the distance between impossible and possible is determination. How bad do you want it, right? How bad do you want it? Indeed. How bad do you want it is the answer. That's your determination. So we want to use determination so that we can change the way we see the obstacles that face us every day. We want to start seeing any obstacles, any challenges, anybody that said no as a learning opportunity. Not an opportunity to get angry, not an opportunity to get frustrated, an opportunity to stay determined. As I've been told, I have a lot of heart. that's that's what I remember someone saying to me one time when they tried to beat me when I was down. But I just refuse to die. God is the only one that can take me out. Determination is what gives us that attitude. We can't let the suckers take you out. You gotta be determined to put all your faith in God, that you will develop and you will reach and you will grow and your children will succeed and that your children's children will benefit from your living, from your life, from your choices, from your discipline. And we have to be determined to feel that way. I think about grandchildren that I don't have every day. That's why I work out. That's why I exercise. That's why I focus on athleticism. That's why I'm determined to be healthy. There's so many entrepreneurs that could care less about their health and use their work as an excuse, because I know it because I've been there. I've been an entrepreneur for 30 years. And when crisis hits, stress hits, we use it as an excuse to lose sight of God's true purpose over our life. God's true purpose over our life is to live completely. God's true purpose over our life is for us never, never to give in to the world's beatdown. Never. To see the world's beatdown, the world's work, the world's, choices as just opportunities to learn, opportunities to do better. Now, have you ever looked at your life and said, what do I use for the basis of my choices? Do I choose to do, what's easy? Am I always like looking for the easy way out? If I have 5 or 6 different options, what choice do I choose, Mr. Brown? What choice do you choose, Mr. Brown? Thank you for the opportunity to serve you. Thank you. Thank you. I thank God for any inspiration, anything good. I thank God for all good spirits and energy that I send to you today. Mr. Brown, just out of curiosity, how much do you weigh? I just want to know, because today I was at the gym. Miss Davis will laugh at this, and we walked outside, and there's this man that cleans the office next door to the gym. I think I was telling y'all about him, that smokes outside. Like, so me, I could actually be falling in love with this man, right? So I saw him, he saw me. I said, "Oh, you got your hair cut like I did." Because he cut, like, he had a big gray fro and he cut it down, I was like, yeah, we both were like, oh yeah. My trainer was like, "Oh, JB, goodness gracious." We walk out. I was like, looking and assessing, I can tell what 150 pounds looks like. No, 150 pounds looks like. And, he always like gasses me up, makes me feel all strong and fit, Mr. Brown, you didn't tell me how much you weigh. It's like, why she want to know how much I weigh? We will not tell anybody. We won't tell anybody. You can tell me. But so I'm thinking in my head, and I said, you know what? I bet I can pick you up. I said that to the man. And then the man said, "You think so?" And my trainer was like, "JB better not pick up this man." But I was like that much away from picking up that man. I really wanted to pick him up. I had like these seriously inside determination to pick up this basically stranger, because I thought he weighed about 150 pounds. I said, "You weigh 140. You ain't no challenge. No, no, I don't care." I was asking Mr. Brown. Plus, I want to pick up a boy. I want to pick up a man, like the man, look, like the man that was outside there. But he said he was ready and willing. One day, I'll let y'all know. I'm gonna get her to take a picture. If I pick up that man outside the gym that cleans the office next door. That we're gonna find. I'm gonna get a picture. We, you gonna die. I think I think he's a little bigger than you are, but I can't believe you only weigh 140 pounds. One time, one time I got down to 138, and my mother said, "Are you okay?" She thought she was really, really worried about me. She's like, "Oh," and look, and a couple years afterwards, when I looked at it and I saw my arms were like my arms were so small. And wow, you don't even realize it. You don't even realize it. But I don't know. I do want to continue to lose weight, but I don't think I could do that. I don't think I would go down to 140 pounds. I don't know. But definitely as long as it's lean, I'm good. So I just want to continue to lose fat, but not lose muscle. And that's a challenge. That is a challenge. But I am determined to be lean. I'm determined. Like we have to decide like what kind of goals have we set for ourselves. Like, this week I was just like, I'm not gonna eat any processed food. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do anybody's bread. It's not gonna happen. And they love after track meets to go out and eat. But sometimes things like that can take you off track. And one of the key things that I have on here when I put in our notes was avoid distractions. Keys to being determined. You want to get out of debt. That's one of those things where determination is very, very important. Kanika, I done scared Mr. Brown. He will not tell me how much he weighs. So that is, I promise you, Mr. Brown, don't leave me. I will never ask you how much you weigh again because I appreciate you. Thank you. And thank you. And I won't ask ever again. Oh my goodness. Woo! Mr. Brown is big. He's like, you can't pick me up. I don't think I can. I don't think I can pick up 218 because I want to carry you like this, like this. I could deadlift you up, bring you to like this. I definitely could deadlift you up, but I would have to put you on something light and pull you. But the vision I had was like to carry you like a baby. But 218 carrying like a baby, I don't know. Whoa. Well, I could like I squat, I could put them on my shoulder. You weigh 220, Kanika. I mean, I'm not saying that I haven't weighed that much, but I don't anymore. And Kanika, you not going too long either. You are going to join me. Join me on this no processed food thing. Lord, I saw that meal you made, girl. You can cook, and that is challenging. But we just, you can cook, and that makes it hard. And look, and now everybody in your family wants you to cook like that. But what did I do? I did for breakfast because I got the competition this weekend, so I don't need to like cut weight. I can't cut weight this week. I don't need to be focusing on losing weight this week. But next week I can cut weight. But this week I need to just maintain. So I had like a small organic grass-fed steak that I got from Whole Foods, and I cooked that. And then I mixed in some green beans and some rice that my daughter had cooked. And I cooked it all like this morning. I cooked this morning. I was really hungry because I did a whole lot before I had to get back here and and then so I was out, but when I was out, I started thinking about all the other things that I could eat through a drive-through window, and it took all the determination in my body and my mind, Mr. Barden, to come on back to my kitchen and cook my food. But even down to the spices, like I have to look at it because some of the stuff, especially like sauces, Like I even try to stay away from ketchup. I love ketchup, Mr. Barton. Mr. Barton is in there. Mr. Barton is lean mean machine. We're gonna look at you for a while. Mr. Barton, you a lean mean machine. Day two. Good morning.
Good morning,
Right?
afternoon.
Exactly. Right there. We at the peak of the day.
That's right.
Did you run today?
Yeah, I did. I was up real early. Had to because of the humidity, here in
Mm,
the area, so I had to get up
mm,
real early. But I
mm.
got it in. I got it in.
Determination.
Yes, and this
You
is my
took
first day
it.
back because I've been to the French Riviera, so this was my first day back, and so took me a little while.
I know you and your wife were running down the French Riviera. Y'all just
uh,
Oh, I wonder what your wife would do if you said that. Come on, baby, let's just go run down the French River. She'd be like, "Yeah, you go. I'll
that's
see you when you
exactly
get
what
back.
she said. That's exactly what she
I'll
said.
see you. I'll be right here when you get back."
That's exactly
I
right.
would
That's
have
what
said
happened.
it too. I would have run you about to the rib of the era. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm a sprinter. You just keep on doing your things.
that's exactly right.
And I'm a walk back to I'll see you later.
That's what
That's
she
so
told me.
good. Good
Yeah,
for you. But you
yeah,
were
I
still
did.
active while you were traveling.
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Yeah.
That's so good. And you
Mhm.
made good food choices.
Oh, most definitely. The seafood was awesome. Fresh
Ooh.
vegetables.
Money,
Good,
money. See,
good.
you gotta have money. You gotta have money to make them type of choices. You talking about French Riviera and still eating seafood and stuff, like right? You can't you can't cut back when it comes to what you putting in your
True.
mouth when you
That's true.
travel.
That's
And
true.
a lot of people do that because we have one member. She just got back from a cruise, and her face is so puffy. I told her, I said, I can see it. That's the difference between cheap food, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
when you all had to go up there and pay for your food, you got quality food. So when
That's
we
true.
go on the cruises, they just, anytime it's a buffet,
Trouble.
anytime it's unlimited. Y'all got to know they got MSG and his cousin DDD and his auntie Smee, all in there.
Yeah.
The fact that they come back from something like that healthy is amazing to me. And I
Hmm.
have clients that do cruises almost every month. So, but we can travel is great, but we have to keep our quality high, like the Bardens did. Like
Right.
it's can't be cheap or you will hurt yourself. And the truth will hurt yourself. Because I had another client, she said when she was in Europe, the food quality was great. But what? She got a lot of money. She spent, she's spending money. It won't no group, you know what I'm saying?
Now,
The buffet experience. She
now,
was making good choices,
yeah.
and it's like it's gonna cost you. Yeah, but it's worth it because you won't come back sick. You could look like Mr. Bart. I mean, literally, you look healthy. You got a suntan though,
Yes,
but
it
you
did.
look, yeah, you got. I think you darker than me, and you're not usually like you got it. But I'm dark. Like this is dark. Like both of
Uh,
us got that bronze on.
yes,
But you
indeed.
see me, I look greasy. It ain't baby oil. It's castor oil
I see.
trying to go calm down the sunburn
Hmm.
because I had all these throws, because I'm determined to grow up and be like you, brother. Thank you. I'm gonna let you relax, do what you do. Thank you for talking to us. That's determination, y'all. That's what it looks like. Mr. Barnes is a grown man, but he still runs, still moves. We got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. You have to. There is a direct connection between the health of our legs and our brain. And the hardest thing to let go of is really our brain. But we think that there's some sort of, supplement that you could take that will stop you, from losing your brain mass. But the best way to protect your brain mass is your leg health. So keep moving, keep moving. Yeah, your veggies are starting to ripen. You grew some veggies, Miss Kanika. That's right. We got to like. I can't do the raw vegetables. It's hard for me to trust raw vegetables. I don't feel good with raw vegetables. The gut, as Dr. Sebi used to say, the gut is the root of everything. You know, and like Mr. Brown and Kanika, y'all can say 218. I've been up as high as 260, 260. Yes. And it's not the number. I've been as high as 260 still without a high A1C, without any chronic health problems, anything. But I always have been an exerciser. And then, so I was powerlifting and everything. And I mean, I'm telling you, you can carry a whole bunch of muscle at that type of weight. Like the biggest, like the best, the guy that holds the world record for the shot put, this white guy, 6 foot something, 300 and something pounds, and he moves like a little boy. Lean, all muscle, like, and the movement, explosiveness. But he's determined. He's like, there was this article I saw, and he was talking about that he doesn't even like food anymore because he has to eat so much food to heal, to recover, and to stay strong. But when we're carrying fat, like, so his body composition is probably 10% or less of fat. It's all muscle, movement, water. And so the all 200 pounds, all 300 pounds, all, whatever is not created equal. We have to think about what is the goal. What is the goal? Right? What is the goal of that? What is the purpose for that size? You want to be 300 pounds because you're, you know, going to be competing in the Olympics for the shot put, or you're Shaquille O'Neal and you doing, say, and, so even though, LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, the guys in the Olympics doing shot put, the women in the Olympics doing shot put, all may have a high BMI, body mass index, when you look at their body composition, and hopefully also in their blood work, it will reflect a very healthy person. But that takes a massive amount of work. But now, older than I was when I was carrying that much weight, I realized the value of carrying less weight for me, and still the commitment of trying to hold on to my muscle as I lose the fat. Because, and that's the key of taking your time and using food, and using the food to do it versus using medicine to do it. Because that's why they'll say, oh, the medicine caused all this damage to people, and da 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 da. Well, they weren't doing anything to counteract the rapid weight loss. They have to be determined. There is no easy way out of life. There's just not. What happens? Miss Davis had to have shoulder surgery, and right after surgery, what did they tell her? Oh, you got to start doing physical therapy. Boom, we got to make it strong. Boom, boom, boom. There is no easy way. In my opinion, if I got to go through surgery, I shouldn't have to do nothing else. It should be bionic. It should be the best shoulder in the world, right? No, she still has to put in work, a lot of work. You lost 40 pounds in 6 months with just walking. And and if you don't know the body composition, I don't want you to ever do that again, Kanika. I don't want you to ever just lose 40 pounds walking, because most likely you lost a lot of muscle. And as you age, you're not my age, but as you age, it's very important for our brain for us to keep our muscle mass. So you want to lose the 40 pounds, but you want to be looking at your body composition machine, not just in the mirror. You want to have that body comp machine, which is less than $100 now, to get it right into your house. Body composition, look it up. And if you're determined, you will see it might say your body fat, blah, blah, blah percent. If you want it to be less than 20%, that's where I want it to be, less than 20% for you. I want mine at 15%. It gets harder and harder the lower, because they say as we're older, that if you use what's normal to the system, they say that mine is too low, which I know that's not true. But that's because, as my nurse was saying, JB, you're not normal, so you don't have to listen to what they say, because their machine will say, oh, she's too lean. Like, so you, as if there's a problem with that. What exactly is the problem? What would be the problem? You know what I mean? I mean, basic. And then the machine also says, I have too much muscle. How is that a problem? They don't know. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. But if we're only thinking about how much we weigh, then it can become a problem. So you don't want to do that, especially people over 65. They should be very careful. I've had clients come in and say, I lost, this massive amount of weight, but then they have a problem with their joints, and they have a problem. And then it's not a problem with the joints, but the doctor is saying that it's a problem with the joints, but it's actually a problem because they lost so much muscle. And they're not training, they're not doing anything, but like Kanika said, just walking. So just walking is great, but you got to walk and you got to be lifting. You got to have some resistance in there. You got to purposely get a hill that you go walk up and down that hill. That'll give you a form of resistance so that you're developing your muscle in your legs as you're doing it. Get that heart, because your heart depends on the muscles of your legs to keep it functioning. It's vital, all the way up to the brain. That's right. So the lab test, Kanika, could say that your, whatever they're checking for in the lab test, they could say, oh, yeah, that's great. But it still doesn't protect your body from the muscle mass loss. He said, okay, Alyssa, thank you. I know. I was like, but it's, all of us really need to recognize this, because the first thing they'll do after a person has a heart attack is send them to physical therapy to strengthen their legs. How hard would it be for them to have a program that says a major way to prevent a heart attack is not just this medicine, is to get your legs stronger? Are you having a problem getting out of your car? Are you having a problem getting up from chairs without using your hands? Can you get up and down off the floor easily? Wait, they could be asking that immediately, every age from 30 on up. That the person says, yeah, actually, I can't get up on the floor, off the floor without using my hands. I can't do that. Then, and if but the only person that's going to be determined to keep you healthy is you. That's you. So back to the notes, like, I want us to set goals. Our determination factor, what I see as the space between impossible and possible. How do we make it possible? Determination, some clear steps to it. What makes the determination real? Setting the goals, making a strong commitment to those goals, having the ability to focus, avoiding distractions, and being careful what you invite into your life. Record everything. Record everything. Look at your statements. Look at your reports. Like, when I go to the wellness center, I have back years, literally years of body composition reports. I knew where my body fat was on any given year, at any given month. I knew how much I weigh. I can find you that right now. If you said, oh, JB, how much did you weigh in March of 2020? I can tell you. And I'll give you the best one, the best report for that month. Look, but we have to have it. Not just the, what they call them, just the my charts. I got a LabCorp demand account of my own. Do you know what's in your investment accounts? Do you know what's in your checking account, your saving account? You know, if so, you have a goal. You're talking about you want to be a multimillionaire, but you don't even know what's in your checking account. You don't have the reports. You gotta have the reports. You gotta keep a record. You gotta know where you are year over year. Be organized. Be organized. Determined people are organized. Hmm. This lady, our team, our team throws coach. She told me the other day, she says, I bet. So our team throws coach, she tells me the other day, she said, you gotta have a notebook. You gotta have a notebook. You gotta know what distance you have, what you did, where it was, and this and that. And you know, it appeared to me, I was like, why don't I ever keep up with that? Well, none but a word, boy. Wait till she see my book. I got my book. I got me a track and field book, got my field ones, because and I also, so that I throws one, then it has a section for my runs, because I do the 100 meter, the 200 meter, and the relays. And then so that I can know if it's getting better, or what meet I did the best. So when you have what PRs called personal records, when you set new personal records, me being new, almost everything is a PR. Be organized. Monitor your mindset. As we're monitoring the performance, monitor your mindset. Like sometimes there'll be people who will not realize that they are the biggest detriment to their finances. It doesn't matter how good the investment is that I chose. If you're spending 30% of your account every year, it doesn't matter that, say, if I'm even making 25%, you're still going down. And 25% is like, it could happen, but that is an amazing year. So the person should be trying to stay between 4 or 5% of their account that they're spending, so that they don't have to take on extremes amounts of risk, or to do that type of stress, to put that type of stress on their account. And the same applies, like, right? Those type of things, sabotaging yourself, like, oh, okay, I know I need to, or whatever the issue is, like, that your family history might have a history of diabetes or something, or his family history, they have a history of anything, certain types of, cancer or something like that. God forbid, in reality, there is a small percentage that is actually connected to genetics, a small percentage. So no matter if you come from a family that has pre-exposed you to everything in the freaking book, it's pretty much the same as they were a crack addict. That doesn't make you a crack addict. Even for diseases, you can see that. You could look at it the same as way. The chances of you being a crack addict are about the same as you getting diabetes. Isn't that interesting? I never really thought about it that way. But it's like, so that you can choose not to be a crack addict. We all agree on that one. Like, I don't have to do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. A lot of people I know, when their parents are crack addicts, they go, I ain't messing with crack. Now, they think it's okay to do something else though. They get another drug of choice, which is sad. But nah, my dad did crack. So I'm only gonna do this. I'm only gonna do weed. But it's like, and alcohol, and but they made a choice. We can make a choice not to have any of the habits that led to those ends. We make a choice. So we have to realize it's our mindset. It's her mindset. I realized that the difference between me and me being the super califragilisticexpialidocious best person that I can be of me is my mind, is me accepting that no matter what you said, no matter what you did, no matter what you might think, I can determine who I am. I can do it. I can do it. I can determine. But I have to get that thick. We have to get it thick. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's so many people that everybody in their family has always been broke. We always been broke. So then they decide that they're gonna grow up and still be broke. But at the same time, you see people all the time that say, "Yeah, my family was broke, and because of that, I was never gonna be broke." You know, men like LeBron. My dad was never there. So because of that, I'm always going to be there. Like, it's about choices. The determined person sees it. The determined person sees it as it's about choices. Because everybody, all of us are exactly where we are because of the choices we decided to be determined to keep. The choices that we decided to be determined to keep. When you give up, that's a choice. When you give up, it's a choice. Almost everything in this P. Diddy child is about choices. For him and them and her and him and her and him and him, all of them, all of them. It's about choices that they were determined to keep. If I was a judge, that's what I would stand up and say. This some nigga shit. Y'all didn't make bad choices. Y'all made bad choices, especially you, Mr. Combs. Bad choices. So I want you to go out here, start your everlasting life over. All y'all. Nasty. Start your life over. Make different choices. Wouldn't it be something the judge come back in there and say that? Like, you, I can't believe you. Start your life over. That is not the life your parents planned for you. Get it together. It's about choices. It's about choices. So monitor our mindset. Monitoring our mindset impacts our determination because you can be just as determined to do something stupid. You know, like they're generally people that are doing stupid things are the most determined people. They'll be out there on the street. There is somebody out here right now at 100 degrees on the street asking for money to buy drugs with. Now that's determined. That's determined. They could take that same energy and be out there on the street asking for a future, asking about job opportunity, asking, can I wash your window and take the money and help somebody? It's about which choices are we determined to keep. These are, we are a reflection of our choices. I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't mad at nobody. Because every choice I made, that was my choice. The biggest choice that really, to me, I feel that mattered in my life the most was my daughter's father. Her father was married. I was married, and he was an older man, and I knew I got it right. I was waiting. I wasn't even thinking about having a child. We married and we happy, and he said, "Let's have a baby," and I said, "Me? Oh my goodness." I feel too young for this. Look, I was almost 35. I thought I was so young. I was like, oh, really? So it's okay. It's my husband. This is what you do. I had the baby. And he left when she was 4 weeks old. And that, to me, was so hard for me because I'm such a like, if I do this, then this happen, and pick a old man and marry, and he gonna do right, and da 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 da. I made a choice. I made a choice. And after he left, I stepped right up. I said, hey, I got this. I ain't asked for no child support, nothing. I got this. I took care of him. I could take care of my baby. I don't have to take care of him no more. Moved on with my life. But it was hard. And my mother used to say, why are you not mad at him? What is wrong with you? I realized in my mind, and I thank God, that it wasn't going to help her or me, for me to stay in a place of being angry with him. And in reality, I thank God that it was him, because it's still, what I saw in him is great for her. What I saw in him was great for her. It just wasn't what he wanted that way, but he has been a good father for her. So what a beautiful way for God to allow me to see this, you know? So I'm like, hey, I made that choice. But I thank God that it was him, because, I had some worse relationships. He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't, what I'm saying? I mean, all of that was behind him. He was a grown man. Like, so it worked to her benefit. She met him at his best. And y'all know that. Most men know that. That the kids that they raised when they were young, you know what I'm saying? They wish they had an opportunity when they're older, they just different. I never had to worry when she was with him that she wasn't gonna be okay. That, thank God. That was hard though. It was hard because I had a vision. I had to take the same energy that I had in that vision and turn that into me and her. Me and her. And that, I think, is really, I had to like redirect, like, okay, you gotta keep yourself healthy. You gotta keep yourself relaxed. You got it. And you continue. I would say, like, in your pursuit of determination, it's the distractions. Because it's somewhere in there in my hard press. You just pick up, look, literally pick up the wrong person. I'm talking about the man I said I was gonna pick up this morning. Literally pick up. Like, you pick up. So when I say, like, that, be careful of your distractions, I mean it. I mean it. I think that the only reason me, that my business has lasted, has because I've been humble enough to admit my mistakes and move on. And move on. Right, Miss Anderson? Okay, damn, I made that mistake. Move on. Move on. Some people, like, it takes humility to accept that. And that's why I do sports at this age, knowing I was never the athletic person, but I know I have it in me. I know that God has that in me, but I know also that it's good for our brain to do things that we're not good at. And it helps me be a better financial advisor by being healthier, keeping my mind right, making sure that I'm healthy so I can be there for you. Because I own a Black business. And you know what that means? That means my capital is my capital. And the continuation of AfroEconomics is based on the continuation of me. And I don't want to let you down. I'm determined to live every one of these principles. And this is the ninth principle. I'm determined to live it, these principles. Legacy, starting from legacy, what's our purposes and our why, all the way down to Black health, Black wealth, and what's number 9? Determination. How we gonna make all this happen? Let me go back on my notes real quick. Amen. Oh, become an expert. Become the best at what you want. Become the best. I wanted to be the best. When that situation changed for me, I decided I was going to be the best mom that I could be. I love my business. I love my work, but it never came before my daughter. never. And I just made a decision. I decided that, especially when I realized I'm a single parent. That book was, it was upside down. It was not. What? It might have been like when you see it though, but it wasn't upside. You silly. That was funny. That I was reading it upside down because it's my book and I can read it upside down if I want to. But I did. I did. Oh, when here it's like backwards, like to you. But it's not upside down. There's one is at the top. The You just want one. I'm gonna get you one so you can read it upside down. This too will be yours. But become an expert at what you want in life in every capacity. In your family capacity, I wanted to be the best mom. I volunteered for everything. I was at the schools. I took her to her practices. I did it. I did it. I didn't want her to grow up and not have a mother. And from that perspective, I feel that God knew what he was doing when he allowed me to go through the experience of being a single parent, because I think that her father being there, I would have probably gone deeper into my work and said my job is to take care of them. But by being a single parent, I said yes, my job is to take care of us, but I'm gonna make sure I keep our debts down so that I don't have to worry about working all the time. That what's important for her can come first. And what's important for her is for her to know me. Because when I first started out, I was just hiring these nannies and hiring someone to help me, hiring someone to help me. And then one day, she was about 2 years old. And I said, what am I doing? What am I doing? I want to do this. And my mom used to be like shocked. She was like, you think you can do it all? And I was like, yeah, I can. And then the next thing you know, they're grown. And I challenge everyone, for us like to realize that our children are a reflection of us, that you can, like the word says, like you can tell your works by your fruit, you know. My daughter, she's beautiful, and I'm totally biased on this. I mean, beautiful. I mean, inside, from her soul, her spirit, she's so sweet. I like her. And I thank God for that. But we can be this close and I can know her like that because I was determined to know her, to get her. We can be apart. I know when something's up. I know when something's wrong. She calls, I can know in the first tone, I know the first noise, the first anything, I know. But where does that come from? Not just from birth, not just because I had natural childbirth. No, that's from I spent that time. I got rid of the paid help and did it myself. That's the best investment that I've made ever in my life, was becoming a parent to her, being the parent that I'm supposed to be, being the parent I'm supposed to be. Yeah. Monitor, monitor yourself, monitor your habits, monitor your health habits, monitor your sleep, monitor, your financial choices. Can you afford the vacation you're going on? I remember one time I was in a relationship and he wanted to put a trip on a credit card and I said no. And he broke up with me. I run one time I saw Kevin Samuel's video and he said, um, find you a woman that's agreeable. That's what P. Diddy did. He found women that were agreeable. And look where it got him. Choices, discipline. No. I've told y'all before, the things that I've said no to are the things that have been the most powerful in my life. My nose have saved my life. My nose have made me wealthy. we don't spend the time. We don't spend enough time thinking about effective no's. No, knowing when to say no, what's not good for us. We learn to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. No, but that song is so powerful. Know when to walk away and know when to run. Yes, y'all gotta listen to that. Kenny Rogers won't lie. Yes, discipline, determination. Greetings right back out you, right back at you. You know we have to connect at some point. Goodness, great reminder of you and great reminder. Thank you. I appreciate you appreciating them. I appreciate them. We gotta stay the course. We have to stay the course. We have to. That's how I was. I think that we think that it's going to be easy. That once you get to da da da, things will be easier. No, there's going to be challenges there. And once you get to da da da, the one thing that I love about spiritual maturity though is that when you see obstacles as you mature, as you spiritually mature, and so it's not about age, it's about allowing God to take over, to allow your faith to take over, to move in faith steps, to move in, I know this is good. This isn't doing any harm to anyone. Like, don't ever allow your happiness to be at the harm or unhappiness of someone else. No, just because you're happy, you want to make sure, and we live in that type of world now where people are not thinking about the harm that they're doing to someone else. They're just determined to get what they want. But our determination has to be connected to the fifth principle of Afroeconomics, which is integrity. It has to come from, this is the righteous thing to do. This is the righteous thing to do. It might not get you there fast, but you will get there. I promise you, you will get there. And a lot of things that we're trying to get there and get to, we don't realize that the really important part is the process. And it might be our next generation that finishes it off. And it might not be just your child, but it might be the other children. It might be, so what we have to do is do right in our gap, in our dash, in this space that we have, this space between impossible and possible. This is when we hand it off to somebody, and it's a lot more possible for them. My daughter, may God allow it to happen, her life will be easier because of the sacrifices and the determination and the discipline and the no's that I gave out. The no. Not on my watch. No. Mm, mm, mm. Y'all have a wonderful week. We'll have our members meeting at 9 a.m. Anyone want to join, go to afroeconomics.com or afroeconomics.org. There's a free membership. Take advantage. You want to actually have conversations with me, sign up for the full membership. And it is extremely affordable. Believe me. You all take care. I love y'all. Stay positive. Stay determined. Bye-bye.